What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So I did post that one about the Nova. That's Buddy's car. But we're gonna get back to working on Earl, which most of y'all are here for, anyways. So funny thing, it's been so long since I've worked on Earl that I have lost the keys to actually start Earl. I have looked everywhere. Now, this shop is not exactly clean. God, it's so messy. We gotta get Michael's motor out of here. It's like, I mean, it's the old hybrid motor and the battery and everything like that. We just gotta get it out of here. So we gotta find a way to sell it, something, give it away. I don't even care at this point. It just needs to get out of here. Then yeah, then there's a lot of other cleaning. It's not just the motor. There's so much other BS that, yeah. Anyways, back to Earl. So, a little refresher on her, twin turbo, blah, 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 things like that. So, one of the things I had to get was the fuel pressure regulator. So, as you can see, there it is right there. It's an Aeromotive. But the problem is that might be too big. I'm not 100% sure yet. I have to, try it out and see. I may call Aeromotive and ask them directly. But that one is a minimum of 300 gallons per hour, whereas the A1000 pump that I have is a minimum or a maximum of 150 gallons per hour. So that's, obviously that's not going to work. Or, well, it may or may not work. See, I don't know. I just read a lot of conflicting things back when I got the pump, because I heard people say that they burnt out and stuff like that, and everybody's saying, I read something about how you wanted to have, at the very minimum 8 AN supply, or 10 AN up to the fuel pump or fuel lines or rails, and then 8 AN out to the fuel regulator, and then 8 AN back down as the return. And that was to prevent it from burning out. But then you look at the paperwork for the A1000, and it's talking about a 6 AN return line all the way back. And I mean, that just seemed kind of small for the amount of flow that it's going to have. And so I was just determined to have 8 AN, and the only one that had an 8 AN return line coming out the bottom was that particular unit. So I don't know if, we may have to get the other one that's like $200. But hey, we'll have that. We'll have the regulator for whenever we get to that point. It can't be too long from now if I can actually just, devote some time to Earl, the poor girl. So today, obviously, check it out. I made this. I left another space right here for another wideband, and it got a little. I'm not worried about that, but it works just like all of them. You got the main switch, and then the start, and then you got 4 little buttons right there that will light up only once I press them. So that way I know that they're actually on. And I sat there and I have everything soldered up and heat shrinked and all that good stuff. So basically this is plug and play. All I got to do is mount this in that little plastic piece right there, and then we can actually have push start instead of the key, because like I said, I don't know what the heck happened to the key. So I'm going to give it one more look and see if I can find the key. But even if I do find the key, I'm probably still installing this, and I'll leave the key as like a security type thing where you have to have the key to actually make any of this work. So, like I said, let's do it. Okay, so there's a reason why you label stuff, and for some reason I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. No, you never remember it. And that is, I know what the power wires are. Like, let's see, that's a power wire. That one right there is a power wire, and then that one right there, the one with the red, that's a power wire also. Other than now, what they're supplying though, that is a good question, because I don't know. I think, well, this one was, I know this one was going to the line lock, and then after that though, I don't really have any clue. So I'm gonna have to actually trace all this stuff down and actually label it. And since I'm gonna have to go this to that extreme. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure I label everything. And as you see, I had to hot glue in this thing, so the other one's also gonna have to go in the same way. I'm gonna have to find the hot glue gun. That might not be that big a deal, but I definitely have to get this off, which it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Just take a knife and yeah, should come right on off. But gonna go ahead and trace out all these dang wires. Dang it, past Patrick. You know, he's always putting stuff off on me, you know. That's that bastard. Okay, well, we're gonna fix past Patrick's mess ups, and yeah. Okay, everything has a label now. So now I have identified everything that's up here. All of that rat's nest right there actually has some identification. So I'm gonna try to clean up those wires, kind of bring everything together, because they actually have some leads that come off the gauges. I'm showing you all that stuff in a second again. So I don't have to have all this extra stuff coming out here. So I designed it to where I could just like plug into those connections, and I could be able to pull that panel off at any time when I need to. I'm not like no hard connections or anything like that. Problem is, okay, so this is what I meant. It has all these leads coming off right here. So these right here, the ones that are dual, this is going out to the particular item that will be powered up. And so the reason why this is like that is so that the light is on only when power is going to the item. That way I keep track of whether or not, you know, what's on and everything like that. And I'm gonna be doing the same with the push button start, that the power going out will be you know, right here, so it's lit up. Even though I'll know it's running, it's gonna be loud. There's no question as to what it is, which yeah, I'll still, yeah, I'm gonna leave it that way. And then this one doesn't light up at all, but that's just the main power switch. You know, obviously power in, or well, power in, power out, and then this just has connections. But I have to let this epoxy sit for, I think it's like 24 hours. So it's not going to get quite 24 hours because I'm going to be starting on this again tomorrow morning. So let's cut to tomorrow morning. Okay, got her done. Actually turned out really good. Here, hold on, let me, because I still got to do a few things up in there. But, you know, you got this, and then, yeah. And then I'll have, you know, each one of these. I don't know how many, one of these is going to be the line lock. So we'll probably not have to worry about that. And then you just, and then this will do things, and then when you're done, you stop, boom, boom. These, I expected these to be bigger. I didn't look at the size, and I should have looked at them. So at some point I'll probably redo this again and get some bigger buttons, and probably a bigger starter button, because I'll probably get like a 28 millimeters one. That's because whenever you're wearing gloves, this could be hard to get to. So I want to go ahead and have it where it's easy. Oh, neighbor. All right, so what we gotta do is install this. But luckily, like I showed you, we got everything labeled and whatnot. B, you want in? Come on, B. Go ahead, hop up in there, boy. Go ahead, hop in. Go. There you go. All right, watch out. I'm sitting next to you. I'm sitting next to you. You got that whole seat over there. You got that whole seat over there. Go back. Dang. So rude. Just trying to take both the seats. I mean, obviously this will go, you know, right here. So yeah, that's gonna look really good. Yeah, I like that. So like I said, let me go ahead and hook all of this stuff up and try to like make this look a little better, a little bit more organized. And then I got to figure out, you know, what's gonna be attached to which button. So I'm thinking, what I'm thinking is I need another step bit, and I'm gonna drill out. You can see that there's a spot for another one right there, and there's a light, as you can see too, right there. That's to let you know that the line lock is on. So I think I'm gonna do that far right one as line lock, and then put the light right next to it. So whenever I, you know, click it on, I can see that it is physically on. And then this one is going to be the ignition, and then this one is possibly like lights, and then I don't think I have anything for that. I don't know. I'll have to see. Like I said, I'll have to see what I have over there. We know this is start, so let me hook this all up. I also had to like remove this whole deal because the key, you know, don't have the key, which I really wish I still had the damn key. Man, I wish I still had the key. But we have to make it to where it doesn't lock. Like right now it's locked right here, so you got to actually go in here and remove the clock pin, and then that way it's just free. But man, I was really hoping to find the key. Check it out, got her all done finally. So I didn't think about it, but I could easily just go get a new cylinder lock that comes with a new key, and then yeah, go with it that way. So that way I can still have the key to unlock the steering wheel, and it's sort of a somewhat anti-theft. Only somewhat though. I mean, it's pretty easy to bypass, but anyways, yeah, nice little setup here. So it's gonna be these first two buttons, and then obviously this one right here would be the line lock, and then this one right here isn't used at this present time. I was able to consolidate, so this one is ignition, and it also gives power to the meter here, the air fuel meter, and also to the gas pedal, because the gas pedal needed some whenever I installed the electronic one. Anyways, so that's what the first one handles, and then the second one is lights, and then it also handles like the brake light power, things like that. And then obviously, like I said, line lock. I'm gonna put that little light like right here, so whenever that's on, it'll let me know it's on, and I'll know to turn it off. I'll also know because this light is on too, the blue one here. But I mean, why not have two? And then I was like, well, I don't have, because I cut this hole out for the additional wideband that I'll eventually get, and I'll move this whenever the time comes. I'm still trying to figure out how I can have some gauges that fully function, because even the way I've done them in the past, they just, like the last few times I've done it, they haven't worked. So I don't know what the deal is, but eventually I'll move this from here to somewhere else, and I'll have another wideband sitting right here, so you know, bank one, bank two. And yeah, it actually turned out really good. I always like envisioned, I think maybe the next time I might put the starter button like right here or something like that, and I clean this up and put like a little plate or something like that, so the start button's right there. That would be kind of cool. You go, you know, boom boom and do it, and then boom, you know, that would be cool. But you know, this is just something I wanted. It looks better than the original one, which is, so yeah, this one was the original one. So I mean, it's so much better, I say. It's so much cleaner. Okay, so been working out a few bugs here lately, because whenever I hooked this up, I had, you know, I have a rat's nest basically, and I've cleaned it up a lot, but there's, you know, I still need to do a lot more, but I have worked it out now. So that on, and then yeah, I heard the throttle body do it to move. So yeah, I wonder what's going on with the fuel system, because I thought that whenever I did that, it would activate. Like, I was thinking that would actually activate the fuel pump, because it's basically activating the ECU at that point with the press of that button, which I need to do some work with that, because I don't want those to be activated until I hit the switch. So there's a little bit of work I got to do on that, but I don't think I'm getting any fuel out, but the voltage is really weak right now. Like, I'm only getting like 7 or something like that out, or something along those lines. Let's see here. Let's take the meter up here. I'm just bound and determined to just keep hitting this other fucking wire. Like, oh my goodness. It's like, no matter what, the freaking wires to the terminal or to the freaking meter are always twisted together. Okay, no, stay. There, So yeah, we got like 7.4, whereas yeah, so it looks like the battery either has taken a dump or something. So we're probably gonna have to buy a battery tomorrow. That's when I get paid. But I think tomorrow we'll be able to actually prime the fuel system and get it to that point, because I actually now have all, as you saw, I have power hooked up. It's just weak. So I'm actually gonna disconnect. So anytime a battery drops below a certain threshold, you want to go ahead and replace that battery. And that one is a pretty old battery as well. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and replace it, and I'm going to replace it with a smaller battery. I mean, that's basically I think a marine battery, and I like the design and the shape of it, but I might go with something smaller. Let's see. There's another battery over there, but it's the same thing. It's just another big, huge, deep cycle battery that I don't need all of that weight for. So like I said, I'm gonna try to find a smaller battery that has a big enough cold cranking amps. And hold on, I've got to pee. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up this video though, and the next video is gonna be more about getting her started and everything like that, because I've already gone through and done all the stuff where I got to change. I've already put in the injector data. I've done so much. I've changed it over to speed density. I've done all of that stuff now. So we really, and with that, I mean, I was able to carry over the original data. So theoretically, it should start up now. And I should say I also did a little bit of just some minor tweaking with the timing, because I do have a stage 3 cam. So I think the next video, like I said, we're going to focus more on, we'll get that turned around, because that should be facing that way. Thank you to the viewer that let me know that I got that wrong. I will swap that around. It'll put it more like right here, but that's really not a problem. I'm not too worried about that. Oh man, I really wanted to drain this tank and turn it around in this video, but with having to get the new fuel pump, or not fuel pump, but new battery, and I'm also gonna get a new cylinder lock, and I'm hoping I can change that out without having to unlock, because I think I pulled all that stuff out the last time. It's just you take all that off, and then there's a bolt, and then you just remove the ignition lock, because I need that. I guess I don't have to have that, but I want to get this thing out that way whenever I do go to start it, because there was when I was putting the transmission back together, there was a point where it was a little tight on I think it was the 4th gear band, and I just don't want it to be activated or anything like that whenever I do it. So I want to have enough space in between me and the garage just in case something happens. I don't think anything's gonna happen, but I like to just be sure 100%. But yeah, there we go, Earl. I think next time she's gonna be starting. So hopefully it all works. Now, one other thing I have to do is get a belt, but I just got to remeasure this thing, because what I used to measure it I don't have anymore, and I believe I found a way to run it without having to worry about having like the little idler pulley that sits down here. So if it comes down to it, I can still start it without the belt in place. I just won't be able to run it long, because it won't, it won't be turning the water pump. So hopefully I can figure that part out, because that's a whole nother thing. And then, I mean, there's also the fact that we got to redo the brakes, because past Patrick was a fucking dumbass and used copper line, tried to do this because he was cheap, and now he's not cheap anymore, and he's like, let's fix that. So yeah, and I mean, honestly, I have to upgrade the brake lines anyways, because it's 5/16 down to the front brakes, I believe, and it's a 3/8 line all the way to the back, and I really need to have 3/8 line or something like that, or 1/4 inch line, or bigger line than 5/16 going to my front brakes for whenever I upgrade them to like the anything past what I have right now. So that's going to be a whole nother thing, and I don't know if I have to pull the motor out for that, but because they do run underneath the engine. But I mean, I could probably do it without doing that. Just gotta get the bastard up in the air. So, yeah, it's good seeing you, old girl. Let's keep working on you, baby. So, I'm sorry it's been so long. I've had a lot of stuff going on, girlfriend and all. But hey, it's okay. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna start working on you a lot more, and you'll get the meter too, and it's gonna be good. So, but that's gonna do it. Later, guys.